Okay, on this episode of Basement Productions, basic training, we're going to do shoulders today. We're just going to do a few exercises again with basic equipment. We're going to do an overhead press, then we're going to do side laterals, we're going to do a upright row, bent over rows, and front laterals. So that'll be just a few exercises again, basic. So we're going to get started. We're going to do overhead presses first, seated overhead press. I kind of like to do them a little bit behind my head. It just hits my shoulders a little bit. Some people don't like to do it, but they say it's not good for you. But again, I don't bring it all the way down because then again you're going to ask for trouble anyway. So I try to keep it just probably about halfway down my head and towards the back. With the Smith machine, it really helps, makes it a lot easier to do these presses. You just have to adjust the weight accordingly because this bar is not as heavy as the regular straight bar, which is a 45-pound bar. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention before that I like to do is when I first start, I want to do a warm-up and position myself with the bench so that it's exactly where I need it to be behind my head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on the bench first with no weight, make sure my positioning is good, and I'm going to probably do 20 reps, and that'll help warm up my shoulders also. So we're going to get started on that, and I'll do a warm up with just no weight. Okay, so I have the two 25s on each side of the bar. I'm going to do this about 20 times. Again, this is still a warm up for me. I like to do somewhere between 2 and 3 warm ups, depending on what exercise I'm doing, especially overhead presses. My shoulders aren't that great, so I like to warm them up pretty good. So I'm going to do probably this warm-up set, and I'll switch to 45s, and then from the 45 I'll put a 45 and a 25 on for my third set. So let me get started, and we'll do 20 reps. Now I also brought my bench in a little bit closer, just to make me feel a little bit more comfortable with my positioning. Okay, so there's 20 reps with those, and then I'll add, like I said, I'll pull the 25s off, put them aside, I'll put the 45s on, I'll do that. Still kind of a little bit of a warm-up, but I should be able to get 15 reps out of those, and then with the 45s I'll add the 25s on for my third set. Okay, so I've got the 45s on. This is going to be my third set. Still kind of a warm-up, so I'll probably get about 15 out of this too, and we'll put on more weight for the fourth set, and I'll probably do 5 sets total. One thing I don't know if I mentioned in the beginning, but shoulders are my favorite workout to do because they really respond pretty good. I enjoy working my shoulders. Once we get going into different exercises, you'll see they they get a little bit bigger than what they were, and you'll be able to tell, and you'll understand why I like doing shoulders. Alright, so let me get this, and I'll do about 15 reps here. Okay, so that's my third set. We'll finish up with a fourth, probably a fifth. I'm going to add more weight to the next set, and then for my fifth set I'm probably going to drop it back down to this without too much time in between sets for that fifth set and the last set. I don't like waiting a long time because usually on my fourth set I'm going heavy as I can, and then I'll lighten it up a little bit for the 5th set with maybe about 30 seconds for the 45 seconds in between my sets. Okay, so I've got the 225s on there now. This is going to be my max for this set. This is my 4th set. So I should be able to get 10 out of this. I'm not sure, but we'll see what I can do. But like I said, I like to keep the reps between 10 and 15, so I should be able to get to 10 out of these. Okay, definitely heavy for me, but I was able to get to 10 out. So for the 5th set, again, we're going to pull the 25s off. I'm going to not take a very long rest, or as long as rest as I normally do when I'm doing my sets here. Because I'm lowering the weight, I'm going to take and cut that time probably almost in half. So we're going to probably wait a little bit. And then I'm going to do this, and I'm going to try to get about 15 reps out of these. Okay, so I'm going to try to get 15 reps out of this set. Okay, so now with those 5 sets and lowering the weight on my 5th set, the amount of weight that I did lower it, I was able to get to 15 reps, and I got a great pump in my shoulders right now. They really feel nice and tight and hard. So that was actually a good set for my overhead presses. From here we're going to go do single arm lateral raises for the center delts. We're going to work them, and then I'm going to do an upright row with the Smith machine also to help hit the center delts. Okay, so we finished up with overhead presses. I'm going to do some dumbbell one-arm laterals with the weights. Now, I'm pretty sure I mentioned, at least on the overhead presses, that I like to do warm-up sets. And I kind of like to do that with almost every exercise. It depends on what it is. Shoulders mostly, because I've always had shoulder issues. I've hurt my shoulders before, and I don't want to go through that again because it almost completely takes you out of doing anything upper body. So I always try to warm up with almost every exercise for shoulders. So I'm going to start really light, and I'm probably going to start with only 15-pound dumbbells. That'll help me make sure that they're good and warmed up, and I'm not going to strain or pull anything. So we're going to do one-arm lateral raises, and I'm going to do 10 reps on each side. Now, if you noticed, I was slightly bent over while I did these. At least for me, if I stand up straight, I have the tendency to kind of hit my rear delt at this exercise at this point, and I try not to do that. I want to isolate that center delt as much as possible when I do my center delts. So I'll lean a little bit forward, and bring my elbows up, which will help isolate that center delt just a little bit more, because we're going to do rear delt exercises, and I don't need to incorporate them while I'm doing my lateral raises. Okay, so this is my second set. I'm upping the weight to 20 pounds from the 15 that I did the first set. My shoulders are tight, pumped right now as it is. So I'm going to go with this. And I'll do 10 reps on each arm for each shoulder for these also. And we're going to do a total of 4 sets here. Okay, so another thing you're probably going to notice, I'm not facing the camera when I'm doing my exercise. For one reason is the camera is offset from my mirrors, which are on the floor here. And I like to look in the mirror, especially with shoulders because I can't see them. So I like to look in the mirror to make sure when I bring my elbow up that I'm contracting that center delt the way I need to as I go through each rep. Okay? Okay, it's my third set. So I've upped the weight to 25-pound dumbbell. And again, I'm going to slightly bend over to isolate that center delt just a little bit more. Third set done. We're going to do one more set. I'm going to up the weight to probably the 30-pound dumbbells. Okay, last set. We're going to 30-pound dumbbell. And again, bend over slightly so I can hit that center delt just a little bit better. Okay, so we're done with the center delts, doing the single arm raises. Now, if you've noticed any difference between my shoulders from now, what they look like now, and what they looked like when I first started, they're pretty pumped right now, and they're feeling really good. This is what, again, is one of the reasons why I like doing shoulders, because they pump right up. All right, so now from here, we're going to go back over the Smith machine and we're going to do upright rows on the Smith machine. Okay, so I'm going to do no weight, again with just the 15-pound bar on the Smith machine. This way I can concentrate more on my form than to try and lift the weights. Again, I like to warm up with all my shoulder workouts. A shoulder injury is not fun, and it really puts you out for quite a while. So I'm going to start with these with no weights. I'm going to take and put my hands just in that center knurled area, about thumb width apart from there. And I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to bring it up to my chin. Just like this. And I'm going to keep doing that. And I'll probably do 20 reps with no weight, just the bar. So let's get started. We're going to do 20 reps. Okay, so there's 20 reps. Another thing I didn't mention with this also, at least with the upright rows and the single arm ladder raises, is they tend for me to hit my traps also, which I don't mind them doing that. I'll hit that. I just don't want to hit my rear delts at the same time. But my traps, doing the one-arm ladder raises and doing these, I don't mind them hitting them. My traps were small and I've built them up a little bit now, and I like to keep doing those exercises. It keeps hitting them just a little bit more. When I do back, I'll also do shrugs too. So we're going to take a little bit of break, and when I come back we'll do my second set, and I'll have some weight added to the bar. Okay, so I've added 2 10s, 10 on each side. I tend to, with these, go up on 20-pound increments, 10 and a 10. My next set I'll add another 10 and a 10. For anybody just starting, you're probably only going to want to go up in increments at 10 pounds instead of the 20. So you'll add a 5 and a 5, and then your next set another 5 and a 5, until you get to the point where it's your 4th set, you're doing probably almost your maximum weight. You're still going to want to get 10 to 12, 15 reps out of that. These I know I can do. I should be able to get another 15 to 20 reps out of these. So we'll get started here. Second set done, and we're going to stop for a minute, and I'm going to add a 10 to each side, and I'll do my 3rd set. Okay, we're back. I've added another 10 on each side for a total of 20 pounds. Again, I like to do the 20-pound increments, and I'm going to do probably 10 to 15 reps with this, my 3rd set. I'm going to add another 10 to each side for my last set, which will probably get around 10 reps out of that. I'm going to get started on these. Okay, and when we come back, I'll do my 4th set with another extra 20 pounds. Okay, we're back. Add another 10 pounds to each side, my 4th set. This should be my heaviest, so I'm going to go for probably 10 to 12 reps on this one. That was a little tougher than I thought. My tendonitis is still bothering me on my elbow a little bit, so it's a little bit tougher to do. I just barely got the 10 out of that. So that's 4 sets. From here we're going to move on to bent over lateral raises for the rear delt. Okay, so now we're going to start off with bent over rows. This is going to work the rear delt, which I've always been lacking, so I try to hit these really hard and get a really good contraction in the muscle when I do these. And I've brought them up quite a bit. Alright, so we're going to start off with 15-pound dumbbells. Again, warming up the shoulder a little bit still. I don't want to injure myself. I've been there and it's just not any fun. So I'm always going to warm up my shoulders with a little bit lighter weight and then add weight to that. So I'll get started doing these. Now if you noticed, I actually did 20 reps, which I like to do for a warm-up set, but I actually changed my hand position I first started off with my hands, palms facing me. Once I got to 10, I put my palms facing the back. It's just another way of working that rear delt and to isolate them a little bit differently and hit them a little bit differently so that they grow a little bit more than just using one position with your hands. So that was my first set. I'm going to up the weight to another 10 pounds or 5 pounds. I'm going to go up to the 20-pound dumbbells, and I'll do probably 15 to 20 reps with those two. Okay, going on my second set. I'm using 20-pound dumbbells, so I should be able to get 15 to 20 reps out of these also, with changing my hand position at the 10th rep, so that my palms are facing behind me.
He went to Taco Bell one time, wrapped it up in a napkin, put it on his tray, and then just tossed the whole, everything in the contents of the tray in the trash. And those things are not cheap to replace. It's like a couple $100. So my mom had to pay to get him a new one, which he then threw away again a few months later. Twice. What a jerk. Wrapped his retainer up in a napkin and threw it away. I hope his teeth are still screwed up.
Okay, second set done. I'll take up the weight again to the 25-pound dumbbells, and I'll probably do about the same with reps and my hand position. Alright, so we're back. It's my third set. I've got the 25-pound dumbbells. I should be able to get 12 to 15 reps out of here. Still going to change my hand position at the 10th rep though. I'm more concerned with keeping my palms facing in, just to hit them a little bit harder that way. Once I hit the 10th rep, then I'll switch over to my palms facing back, and I'll do whatever I can out of that, whether it be 12 or 15 reps total.
For more information or to make reservations, visit BigCrunchMedia.com. That's BigCrunchMedia.com. Crunch with Santa and Friends on December 14th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Latham. Brought to you by J.M. Jewelers, Saratoga Suites, and Big Crunch Media. Get your tickets now.
No excuse November. Save big at ABC Sports and Fitness. In November, join the Capital Region's premier fitness facility for just $1 down and $10 a month. No excuse November.
Okay, so I don't know if you noticed, but I did get 20 reps out of that. So probably the next time I work my shoulders, which is usually on a Wednesday, I do shoulders. I'm probably going to add more weight to my next shoulder, at least to the bent over rows. Again, because I got 20 reps out of these, and I figured only 10 or 12 to 15. So I'm going to put these back, and when I come back, I'll have 30-pound dumbbells, and we'll finish that up with that being the fourth set, and then we'll go to front raises for your front delts. Okay, on my last set, fourth set, I'm up to the 30-pound dumbbells. Again, I was able to get 20 reps out of the 25, so I'm probably going to add more weight to my next routine, next time I do shoulders, which will be next Wednesday. I'm going to finish this up. If I've got 20 reps out of the 25s, I should be able to get at least 15 out of those. And again, I'm going to switch my grip at the 10th rep and change so that my palms will be facing to the back of me. Okay, just what I figured. I figured I'd be able to get 15 out of that. So that concludes the bent over rows for the rear delts. Now we're going to move on, and I'm going to be doing front lateral raises for your front delt. Okay, so I'm going to do front lateral raises. I just thought of something funny. I don't know if any older people remember WWF. There used to be, I think they were two brothers that used to come out, and as they walked to the ring, they would come out going like this. I don't know if you guys remember that, but there was wrestlers that did that. I don't remember the name of them or who they were, but I think they were like a hillbilly type of wrestler that they were supposed to be portraying. But that's pretty much what we're going to do for the front laterals. For me, a lot of guys say when you bring your arms up to keep your hands like you're pouring a pitcher of milk. I don't like doing that. I like to keep my palms facing in. I feel that it hits the front lateral a lot harder than if I were to turn. Because when I turn, if you can notice, it involves the front delt, or the center delt also. I've already worked my center delt. I don't want to work them any more than I already have. So I turn my palms in, which if you see the difference, it brings out the front laterals a little bit better, which means I can isolate them more by keeping my palms in as I do my raises. Okay, so we're going to get started on those. I'm going to start off with 15-pound dumbbells, and I'm going to do 10 reps each hand. Okay, so that's 20 reps. I'm not sure if you could see the difference in the muscle as I keep my arms extended and my palms facing in versus this way, that you can see that I'm involving the center delt a little bit more than I care to. Again, I want to isolate the front delt. That's doing the front delt exercise. I want to isolate that a little bit more, so palms in, and that helps them isolate those a little bit more. When we come back, I'm going to take in up to weight, probably go to the 20-pound dumbbells. I'm going to do probably 10 reps each hand, so I'll do a total of 20, and so on and so on. I'll probably work up to the 30-pound dumbbells. Alright, so I'm on my second set. I have 20-pound dumbbells. Again, I'm going to do 10 reps on each arm for a total of 20. So I'm just going to count off 20 for each arm. Again, you'll probably notice the difference in how I hold my hand position with the palms facing in, that I'm going to hit that front delt just a little bit better than if I were to turn my palm facing down. Okay, so there's 20 reps, second set, and we'll go to my third, and I'll grab the 25-pound dumbbells and use those for my third set. Okay, so I'm back. We're going to do my third set with the 25-pound dumbbells. Again, I'm going to try to do 20 reps, 10 on each arm. Now, I'm not sure if you can see in the video, but as I bring my arms up, I judge where I need to be and how high I need to lift them by having the dumbbells in front of me. As I bring one arm up, I want to make sure that that dumbbell is almost level with my face. So I'll bring that first one up, down, second one, just about level with my face. And that'll get my muscle, the two front delts, really contracting and working hard. Okay, last set for front lateral raises. I'm going to probably do 15 So 16 reps with these. Again, my tendonitis might bother me in my left arm, so that'll really determine how many I'm going to do. So I'll get started with these. Okay, I got 16 out of that. My tendonitis was bothering me a little bit, so I really don't want to do any more than that. But that was a good enough workout for my 4th set. That should be fine. My muscles are pretty pumped right now. They're full of blood. Got that blood flowing in there pretty good right now. I don't know if you could tell the difference between where I am now in my shoulder X workout and how much I've done versus when I first started working out. Okay, well, we'll take a break and we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so again, you know, my shoulders are really pumped. My traps have actually were involved in those lateral raises. They feel really good. As you can see, they're pretty pumped up right now. My traps feel really good, even. So if you like this video, I have a few others. We're going to be making some more videos. We're going to be adding some more recipes. I've got a great recipe for what they call egg puffs, and you make them in a muffin tin, which are excellent. There's not a whole lot of calories, not a whole lot of fat. That'll probably going to be our next video that we're going to make for recipes. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Again, this is basic training, and until next time.